I'm in the tune of freedom song. Everybody get on board. From north to south, from shore to shore.
Hello, America. I thought it's important to actually spend a little bit more time introducing exactly who I am and why we're here. The 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. Why are we doing this? Why is this the process? Why does this even have to happen? How do we get to a point where we're in the 21st century and regular citizens can't simply go about their lives, do what they normally do, and live? Why is it we're constantly being bombarded with politicians, with all this debt, all this destruction, never-ending wars? Why are these things happening? And the reality of this is this has been coming for quite a while. It's a generational thing. So for the millennials and my generation, Generation X, I guess the good news is eventually this is going to stop. Unfortunately, the carnage that's being left behind is something we're going to have to address and fix, and it's not pretty. The current boomer generation, and God bless, probably about half of them. I don't want to address the entire boomer generation because there are some wonderful, wonderful people in the boomer generation who've done a great job, who've served the country, who are in law enforcement, military, who are just wonderful people, have been responsible and raised excellent children, and God bless you, we thank you for it. Unfortunately, most of them never actually made it into politics, which I don't blame them. Politician, I mean, the idea of politics, the word politician in itself is Greek or Latin. Poly stands for the people. Tician means tick or parasite. There's another explanation out there, it means to lie to. So either whichever one you want to take, a parasite, either feeding off the people or lying to the people, that's what politician stands for. So for the good boomers, the hardworking boomers, the ones that are actually now retired, that own their homes and can enjoy their lives, God bless, and we appreciate it, and I don't blame you for not wanting to get into politics. Unfortunately, we needed you there, and now we've got to address this, and we need to address this together. So there's no blame here for those of you out there in your 60s who have done well and been responsible and raised wonderful children. Thank you. All right, but we need to come together now. That's why I'm here. So through that process, unfortunately, we ended up with children of the 60s in charge of everything. And what did they give us? United States of America came in when the boomer generation and came into power. The largest transfer of wealth ever happened on the planet. The World War II generation transferred, again, the largest transfer of wealth ever to the boomers. The boomers took that and ran with it and did some interesting things. Of course, the good people did, creativity and building things and technology and fantastic, wonderful stuff. Unfortunately, when you get a lot of wealth and you concentrate it into certain individuals' hands, that's where we end up with problems. And those problems right now are going to need to be addressed. So when the boomers came into power, we were the largest, United States was the largest creditor nation on the planet. That means we owned everything and we loaned everything to everybody else around the world. In one generation, we've gone from the largest creditor nation on the planet to the largest debtor nation on the planet. Again, the largest creditor nation on the planet to now we owe at least over $18 trillion and soon to be rising because the federal government will not stop. I'm not even talking about the unfunded liabilities out there, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, these wide variety of different federal and state issues, pensions, and some people are already out there right now that have lost their pensions through the last quote-unquote car bailout or auto bailout. And for those of you that went through that, I'm sorry. We're coming as fast as we can. The reality of this is if we've let too much power through taxation move to a very tiny portion of the population, and they are now dictating to us. Those people start with Bill Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, and they have selectively gotten worse as we've gone, or progressively we'll call it. They've progressively gotten worse. Some people like to refer to Bush as a conservative. He is not. If everybody remembers out there very, very clearly, Bush was the first person to actually send out, aside from calling it welfare, stimulus checks. He wanted to stimulate the economy. So everybody that wasn't making a certain amount of money got a check. Shame on you, George Bush. It's absurd that you call yourself a compassionate conservative, do not enforce our laws, lie to us about war, and then pass our money around to people. I mean, if we wanted that, we would have voted for Barack Obama, who told us he was going to redistribute the wealth. So how's that working for us right now, America? Right now, the redistribution of wealth is a horrendous thing. Why is that? Because we're $18 trillion in debt. 18 trillion. It's hard to actually put on a calculator. The calculator will just stop because of the zeros. There's not enough spot on the calculator for that. Not to mention, we now have 47 million people. 47 million people that are either actively getting welfare or food stamps, or a combination of both. It can almost seem overwhelming. And at times, it is. And that's why a lot of people have checked out. And they're just, well, I'm just going to live my life, and, well, the next generation will have to take care of it. I am the next generation. And we're here to take care of it. We can't wait any longer. We can't live in the moment. It's no more YOLO. It's no more, hey, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Tune in, turn on, drop out. You did that to us. And unfortunately, most of you that tuned in, turned on, and dropped out are now sitting in places like the United States Senate, House of Representatives, and criminally, the White House. We've had enough.
Can you hear the wheels as they roll along? I'm in the tune of freedom song. Everybody get on board. From north to south, from shore to shore.